Does it tempt your taste buds or trigger your gag reflex? It's the Yummy or Ew podcast, brought to you by the Waiter app. Let's see what's on the Yummy or Ew menu this week. Here are your hosts, Shane and Suzanne.
Brought to you by Waiter, where everything is yummy on the Waiter app. Order delivery or carry out from your favorite local restaurants now. Download Waiter, that's W-A-I-T-R, today. Waiter, discover, order, eat. All right, now, Monica, you are too young to remember this. But back in the 60s, 70s, well, basically it dates way back further than that. But now I know you are Baptist, and I know you probably lost loved ones over the course of your life, and that there have been funerals, and there has been lots of food.
Lots of casseroles.
Surrounding those funerals, yeah. But you probably are too young to remember the experience that was the covered dish. Now, let me have James Gregory, who is the funniest man in America, explain that to you.
Well, I put on some weight recently. We had, back in the summer, we had a funeral in my family. And being Baptist, there was food there. You know, we respond to every tragedy in life with food. A covered dish. Oh, we'll knock on somebody's door and go, sorry to hear about your son-in-law. Here's some baked beans. You give us something to embalm and some tater salad, we can have a funeral.
All right, now, let me also explain to you that some of the things that covered those dishes, you probably wouldn't feed to your dog.
Okay, great. I'm not sad that I missed this part then.
Including what we have for Yummy or Ew this morning. Now, this was discovered by Lizzie O'Leary, who was a contributing editor to the Atlantic magazine. And over the weekend, she stumbled across an old Southern cookbook. Now, the recipe that she originally posted was called Coca-Cola salad. It calls for orange Jell-O, nuts, cream cheese, and Coca-Cola. Now, already, that's not sounding too good, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, other folks began posting recipes, not only in this cookbook, but other cookbooks. And I'm just wondering, I'm guessing people, when the covered dish occasions came along, these people would just go open up their pantries and just kind of like blindfold themselves, throw darts at the first 5 or 6 items in that pantry and say, hey, you know what? This would make a good covered dish. And not only that, this belongs in a cookbook. And some idiot that published cookbook said, you know what? You're right. So I'm going to read you the ingredients of this particular Yummy or Ew for today. Then I'm going to tell you exactly, well, I'll save the secret ingredient for last. Then I'll tell you what it's called. In this particular recipe, we have 2 sticks of butter, 1 large can of evaporated milk, 4 cups of sugar, 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips, 2 cups of marshmallow fluff, 2 tablespoons of vanilla, 1 cup of chopped walnuts. Now, up until now...
Pretty normal fudge recipe.
Exactly. So, yeah, very good, Suzanne. We're talking fudge here.
Thanks.
Now, here is the piece de resistance. 1 cup of cooked ground beef roast. And in parentheses, crusty, dry parts removed, and only seasoned with salt. So today's Yummy or Ew, they call this a 1967 classic, by the way, old-fashioned beef fudge. Is that what they covered dishes with back in the... Obviously it is. So we ask you, Yummy or Ew? 2 different ways you can tell us. Vote in the poll we have up on Facebook, or you can comment on Facebook as well. And then you can call us, 256-413-1029. So, Suzanne, we'll start with you.
Well, you know my love of all things Pinterest.
Yeah.
So I have looked this up on Pinterest, and as maybe you don't know, there's always 7,000 paragraphs of somebody's experience before you get to the recipe.
Sure.
So I found where somebody has made this and fed it to her husband, and they say it's delicious, and it doesn't taste like beef.
Really?
Yeah. And I can see that because all the others, I mean, God, the 7 tons of just sugar in there is going to overpower I'm going to try it. I'm not going to say it's yummy.
Seriously?
But I'm going to try it.
See, sometimes, Suzanne, you understand that this is the principle of the matter. Beef does not belong in fudge.
But here's my
Beef
thought.
is not necessary
when I
in
have too
fudge.
much sugar, I need something that's not sugary to tamp that down. Otherwise, I feel sick.
Couldn't
Because,
you just have a
there's-
burger and
because-
then have the fudge afterwards for dessert?
Sure, I could, but I don't have to stop eating fudge if this works.
Oh, good
I
Lord.
don't have to stop and switch gears and eat a stupid hamburger or cook a stupid hamburger because it's already in the fudge. I'm in. Let's do it.
Okay, before my nausea gets the best of me here, Monica, let's hear from you.
I can see where it could be good, like you said, if the other stuff overpowers it. But I'm going to take Suzanne's word for it. I don't think I'm going to try it. This is
You've
one.
also got the walnuts in there, and that's gonna. If
Yeah,
if
that's
the
gonna-
texture. That's
That's going to kill me anyway.
But like, if the texture is what you're worried about, you're not going to notice it because there's chopped up walnuts in
Yeah.
there.
Okay, from a 70s
Now I feel
era
like I need to make it.
Southern cookbook, the old covered dish classic, which I'd never heard of until today, and thankfully I've never heard of until today. Old-fashioned beef fudge. Where are you on this? Yummy or ew? You can vote on our Facebook page. That's WKXX.com. Click on the Facebook link. We hope you're enjoying the Yummy or Ew podcast. If you are, help us spread the word and get it out to everyone by giving us a 5-star review. Also, click subscribe to get the latest episode of the Yummy or Ew podcast every Wednesday.
Don't drive hangry. Don't fight traffic, weather, or long lines on an empty stomach. Waiter, W-A-I-T-R, is the restaurant delivery service that allows you to enjoy your favorite local restaurants conveniently. Waiter delivers great local food directly to you for a flat fee with no minimum or maximum orders. Browse menus, customize orders, and pay securely, all from your phone or desktop at waiterapp.com. Don't drive hangry. Download Waiter today. Waiter, W-A-I-T-R. Discover, order, eat.
It's the Yummy or Ew podcast, brought to you by the Waiter app. Here are your hosts, Shane and Suzanne.
Good morning.
I was just voting on the yummy or ooh, and that's just gross.
Thank you.
To me, it sounds a lot like chocolate-covered bacon. That's just gross.
That's amazing. Oh, my God.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Some things, Suzanne, you just don't need to put together.
Whatever.
I mean, look, back in the 70s in Gatlinburg, you were making a trip up there. It was probably perfectly good to just, walk in a restaurant and say, hey, I'd like a hamburger, and for dessert, I'd like a plate of fudge, because, they make very famous fudge up there. But then somebody got the idea that these two things would be good together.
I mean, these are the same people that dip their French fries in their Frosties. Probably thought peanut butter and chocolate was a horrible idea. I mean, come on.
I don't know about that. Let's
Put
see
mayonnaise on your pizza.
Let's see what you're thinking about old-fashioned beef fudge. Today's Yummy or Ew. Couple of the reactions from Twitter when this was posted over the weekend. This made me physically ill. You owe me an apology.
Get used to disappointment.
Beef and fudge shouldn't even appear in the same sentence. Never mind the same recipe. Now, if you're looking for somebody on your side, though, we do have Kathleen Labrie, who says it's gluten-free. Just saying.
Nice.
All right. So, Monica, have we convinced you any further?
Normally, I'm always one to give it a shot, but I don't think I'm going for this one.
I don't
All right.
think you'll even taste it.
What are people thinking about old-fashioned beef fudge, Suzanne? Yummy or ew?
We've got 13 votes. 9 of you say ew. 4 of you say yummy. And I would like to point out that one of the yummies is from my, separated sister at birth. We both hate sports. So I feel like you need to fly me to Alaska to visit Christine Bell so we can eat beef fudge together and ignore sports.
Yeah, about that, don't hold your breath.
But I feel like you owe me for being so mean.
Mean about what?
About the fact that I would eat this.
That's not being mean. You're just
think
stating an opinion.
I think you're being mean about my opinion. To
I
make it up for me, you need to fly me to Alaska.
I think you're
so
desperately
Christine and I can have this.
looking for a free trip to Alaska here.
Well, duh, but I mean, you owe it to me.
And join us next week for another rather unconventional menu item on the Yummy or Ew podcast.
The Yummy or Ew podcast is a production of WKXX FM. Mix 102.9. Producers are Shane Wilson and David Murray. Vote on each week's yummy or ew menu item on the Mix 102.9 Facebook page. Oh, and don't forget to give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you hear the Yummy or Ew podcast. Look for a new episode every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.